Top of the afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's a Friday. I'm like kind of super pleased at the process for the weekend away. Now I gotta say thanks to Mr. Fisher for allowing me to be taking my sorry sweet time getting his little 201T, I guess technically, built up. It was an interesting process, I guess. And so the last time I ran that, it was on this cut right here, or this log essentially. It's 9x8. I have not viewed that saw in stock form to know how fast it made it through. That was weeks ago. I'm using his bar and chain again. I have not done anything to the chain because that's his. I'd be wanting to take the stops down and get it dialed in a little bit on a personal level, but it's his chain. I'm not going to do that. And so we're going to run it again, a few test sessions in this log as a comparison to see how she does, at least with this version, with this chain right here. And we're all nice and warmed up. This is an M-tronic saw essentially, so you don't get to do anything as far as run it fat for a while and break it in. It's kind of like just go for it. So I did run it through a few heat cycles. That's about it so far. So the threshold is a little higher for this M-tronic system. I think I saw 14,320. I'm looking at it at an angle here. The other thing I'd like to say is I like how it revs up quick, instantaneous RPMs at this point in time, which is super sweet. So in comparison to the last time, I can put some pressure on the handlebar and the top handlebar essentially. As compared to last time, I remember it was struggling pretty hard. As a comparison, Mr. Munster's high winder 372 blows through this in about 1.5 to 2, somewhere in there if you're just letting it kind of run. This saw would do a little bit better if I could tune the chain in, but like I said again, not my saw, not my equipment. I'm not going to monkey around with it. I am going to go see if I can find another bar and chain so that I can run this again and check it out for myself personally. So we're going to take a little pause while we do that. All right. found me a 24-inch lightweight steel bar with some semi-skip. It's actually 3/8 regular, not low profile. That's one of my old, I don't even know what I was doing with that chain at any one point in time. Probably something in a tree at one point in the process. But the teeth are about half worn out, so it's still got a little bit of life left in it. We're going to see how this saw does with that much bar. And a guy isn't going to run that saw with a 24 day in and day out unless you need to reach. That's all this is going to be for, in a situation where you need that extra foot and a half or whatever you got going on, a foot to 6 inches, I guess technically. They run 12 to 18 inch on these saws normally, I guess. So we're going to give it a whirl since we're re-warmed up. So the original test drive was with this bar a few minutes ago. It's a 14-inch, it's low profile 3/8 type bar. So I think you're talking 50 drivers or something like that. I'm not even positive. But I don't think it was that much slower with 10 more inches of bar and bigger, heavier chain. Now, what people have to understand is a bar that's 14 or 16 inches gobbles up about a half of a horsepower in parasitic drag. And so the longer the bar, the more parasitic drag that you have in the process. That's something I guess I don't really talk about that much, maybe when we get into the chain session. But I'm actually super well pleased at how that saw runs. He has a 200 that I did for him a little while ago. Maybe 2 years ago now. It seems like it wasn't that long ago. But I'm going to be really curious to see what he thinks after he gets this saw back and has an opportunity to lament about how the other saw performed versus how this one is performing. I think once you get them dialed in, they run pretty good. I mean, we're seeing it do nicely with a 24. So anyway, I'm hopeful he'll chime in when he gets an opportunity to run this saw of his for a little while and make a comment, which may or may not come in the form of a thumbs up emoji, I guess, since we live in the age of that situation. But anyway, thanks for watching this session. Sorry it was taking so long, Mr. Fisher. It just kind of worked out that way, but I'm hopeful you'll be happy with the end result. And have a blessed day wherever you might be on his super awesome green earth that's warming up finally in the northern hemisphere.